tomorrow.
Hey, what's going on, everybody out there? Welcome to Not Move Podcast. All right, this is Coach Common right here. We got my boy Meags down there at the bottom. I got my boy Steelers up there right next to me at the top. This is going to be our Steelers edition of the Not Move Podcast. So, let me ask my boy Steelers first. What you got on the Steelers this year, man? What's your take on it so far?
Well, Coach. My take on the Steelers this year is that I'm kind of feeling a similar vibe as to last year. I'm feeling a little bit better, maybe. Maybe the possibility we could see the old Aaron Rodgers come back, but I don't know about all of that. I like the fact that Jaylen Warren's now the starting running back this year. I've always liked him over Najee. I think he can take that role of being that our like RB1. Like he can take that role and succeed in it. I like our draft picks this year, Caleb Johnson. I like the fact that we've got Jack Sawyer. Also, some of our undrafted rookies as well, like Rock Taylor and Sebastian Castro. I think those are both good pickups. Yeah.
Okay, me, what you got for us, man?
I think this year is screaming 11-6. With the Troy Fautanu coming back and playing his natural position, it's going to make it so Broderick Jones can move back to his natural position as well. I think that the Steelers will have a top offensive line this year that can protect Aaron Rodgers, unlike the Jets could do last year. I think we see a huge jump in Aaron Rodgers' stats as well. I think we get a 30-touchdown quarterback out of it, unlike whatever we've had the last few years. Kenny Pickett going 8 for 8. Russell Wilson and Justin Fields kind of limping along last year. I think that this team's got a ton of potential, and I think it's going to be a top 5 defense. Special teams are always one of the best in the league. I think this team's got the potential to finally win a playoff game.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's been a long time coming since we have won one. You know what I mean? And we're due. We are due. But I want us to win more than just a playoff game, man. You know what I mean? I want to get back to the point to where we're actually competing to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I mean, not having a losing record, making the playoffs. I mean, that's like participation trophy stuff to me, man, because we haven't had the roster. We haven't had the actual roster to actually compete with the other top teams in the AFC to represent, you know what I'm saying, to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. I want us to get back. We need to get back to there. That's where I need us to get back to. You know what I'm saying? That's where I need us to get back to. I need Aaron to pull a rabbit out of a hat, man. I need Aaron to pull a rabbit out of the hat. You know what I mean? Just making it to the playoffs, just winning the playoff game, it's not enough for me. However, it will show progression, and that's a positive thing. You know what I mean? It will show progressive. Like me said, I'm very happy about Jonnu coming back. I'm very, you know what I mean, playing his natural position. You know what I mean? Zach Frazier, you know, he's been a dog since he came into the league. You know what I mean? He's up there, ranked in the top 3 to 5. He's in the ranked 3 to 5 centers. You know what I'm saying, in the NFL. You know what I mean? We got a couple of other, I mean, young guys, McCormick, a couple of young guys, McCormick, you know what I mean? He's showing promise. You know, and if they can stay healthy, dog, I really see like that young unit gelling and actually becoming a unit and getting their chemistry down. And you know, when you have an offensive line, that's a unit like we had in the past. You know, we've had units in the past, and we had Pouncey and Starks, and you know what I mean, and Villanueva. Like we've had units in the past. So if we can get back to that unit, you know what I mean. Jaylen Warren, I like how he hits the holes, like Steelers touched on earlier. You know what I mean? I love his running style. He hits the holes and he just goes. He's you know what I mean? He's a foot in the ground, one cut, find the grass type of guy. He's not doing a whole bunch of dancing. And DK, DK is DK. You know what I mean? DK is DK. So I pretty much know what I'm going to get from him. You know what I'm really looking forward to seeing though? I'm really looking forward to seeing what Roman Wilson can give us this year. What you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to see what Peyton Wilson has in storage. He missed basically the entire season last year with multiple different injuries. I did see that Aaron Rodgers was talking about him, like saying that he needs to get out of his own way sometimes. But hey, if he can work on that, I think he could be a good weapon for us alongside Calvin Austin and DK.
Absolutely. Me, what you got?
It's a proven thing for me, man. He's a small receiver. He showed a lot at Michigan, but the thing about that Michigan offense is it's very run heavy. So I don't feel like I got a full workload out of what I really think he brings to the table. That's the number one concern I have on that team, the Steelers in general, is just that wide receiver room. DK, yeah, obviously he's a little bit of a better version of George Pickens. I like Calvin Austin, but that wide receiver too is really concerning to me personally.
Yeah, me too. I feel the same way. I definitely feel the same way. Now, as far as my defense, now let's switch the defense real quick. I don't know about. I got mixed feelings about the Ramsey thing, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I think he's lost a step, especially with these younger receivers, right? So I just assumed that because we traded him for Fitzpatrick, that he was going to convert to safety. You know what I'm saying? That he was going to convert to free safety, and we was going to keep some youth on the ends at cornerback. But that's not the case. He's cornerback 1 and 2 is him and Joey Porter. So I don't know how I feel about it. I got to see how that works out. I really got to see how that works out. I got to see how that works on the field because Ramsey was getting kind of cooked like last year, dog, in Miami. He was getting. I don't know if it was because he didn't want to be there or like, you know what I mean? I don't know, but he was getting kind of cooked. So I really want to see, you know, if he can show us any types of any types of glimpse of Ramsey of old. But I wasn't too big. I wasn't too big on the Ramsey move, and I didn't really feel as though we needed a Jonnu. Like we already had Fairmouth and what's his name? What, Washington? I think his name is.
Yeah, Darnell Washington.
Yeah, I didn't really see the need for Jonnu. I mean, everybody's like, yeah, he's a dog. But I'm like, listen, he's been on 4 or 5 different teams in like 4 years or something like that, in 6 years, something like that. Like that tells me that nobody's advocating for you in that room. If you just keep getting passed around the team. So I don't know. Maybe Pittsburgh might be the spot for him. I mean, like I said, I gotta see how all that stuff works out on the field, man. I gotta see how all that stuff works out on the field. But I want to see Harmon. We get to see Harmon tomorrow, right? We get to see what he's looking like tomorrow. Um, I don't know. I don't think Ramsey and them are playing tomorrow, so we won't see none of them. I don't believe Ramsey's playing, so I won't be able to see what he's looking like. I don't think him or Slay is playing. Matter of fact, I don't think any of our actual number ones are playing tomorrow. Not that I know of. Do you guys have any other information than that? Have you heard anything else? Have you heard anything other than that? Only person I heard that's playing that for sure that probably be a number one is Harmon.
Yeah, so I actually have a list right here of Mike Tomlin said these guys will not be playing Saturday night versus the Jaguars. It said Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, Jalen Warren, Pat Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith, Isaac Sumalau, Jalen Ramsey, Joey Porter Jr., Darius Slay, Deshaun Elliott, Patrick Queen, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Nick Herbig, and Chris Boswell.
Okay. All right. So listen. Okay. So now knowing that, hearing those names, okay. So now we know we will see our line, right? We will see what our line is working with to get tomorrow, right?
I mean, yeah, just minus us, Isaac.
Right. My eyes. Okay. So we will see our line. We will see Harmon on defense. We'll see what he looks like. You didn't say Joey Porter Jr., did you?
I did.
You did? Okay, so we won't. All right, so we won't see none of our ones in the defensive backs or in the linebackers. So that's good. So that gives a chance to see Sawyer, like you mentioned. That gives us a chance to see Harmon, right? Who else?
Y.A. Black.
Y.A. Black gives a chance to see him. All right, so we will get a chance to see some promising. You know what I mean? We will be a little promising to see something that a little bit of our future. I really wanted to see Will Howard, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm real disappointed because if he doesn't get any burn this preseason, we won't see what he looks like unless it's a blowout and they decide to sit Aaron or whatever and toss him in there to get some reps or whatever, you know what I mean, at garbage time. So I'm real kind of disappointed in that because I really did want to see, what Will look like on the field in a game situation. What you think? What you think, Steelers?
Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed about that as too. I mean, injuries happen. It's unfortunate that it happened to Will. Hopefully Mason, Skylar, and Logan are going to do good in preseason. Yeah.
What you got on that, me?
I wanted to see Will Howard a lot too, but I kind of wanted to touch on your Jalen Ramsey point and the fact that I was hoping they were going to move him to safety as well because last year we really saw Beanie Bishop come alive, I think, throughout the season. Very good slot corner, got a lot of interceptions, made a lot of splash plays, which I personally liked because Mika Fitzpatrick wasn't making as many splash plays as he used to, and Beanie Bishop kind of added that splash play guy on defense. So I hope that they're still planning on rotating Beanie Bishop in quite often. They should still be rotating Beanie Bishop because he's one of those young corners that really has a ton of potential, especially with Darius Slay. I mean, getting old, and I've been seeing him get cooked all camp. Darius Slay's been getting destroyed. So I'm hoping that eventually it's Beanie Bishop, Joey Porter, Ramsey, if they're going to go with that, and then maybe move even Slay to safety.
Yeah, I can definitely see adjustments being made, you know what I mean, in season, during the season. You know what I mean? I can definitely see adjustments being made. But, myself, I really wait till the third or fourth week to see what kind of product we're really putting out there because, starters don't really do training camp and preseason like they used to. So you know what I mean? So the timing and all that stuff, I usually wait till week 3 or 4. But I can definitely see later on if, like you said, Slay's getting cooked. I can definitely see, Beanie coming back out there, dropping Ramsey to safety, and seeing how that works out. Because I was definitely, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I definitely had no idea that he was playing corner. I just automatically assumed because he got rid of Fitzpatrick, we got rid of Fitzpatrick, that he was going to go to safety. Like most corners when they lose a step, all take that, they all convert to safety. You know what I mean? Rod Woodson, Charles Woodson, when they get older, they all usually convert to safety. I was hoping Jalen followed suit, but let's see what he got left in the tank. That's all we can do is wait and see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What you
I
got
think
for
Mika was falling
me?
off too a little bit, so that's where we come into play. Is like, I think that Minka was falling off a little bit. Ramsey's only a year older than Minka, so we didn't lose that much age, really, if you think about it. And you had Jonnu, which I know you said you didn't really love the move, but I think that that's a safety blanket just in case Roman Wilson doesn't work out. I think Jonnu Smith's a safety blanket.
That, I never looked at it like that either. That's a very good point. I didn't look at it like that. What you got, still?
Yeah, I share a pretty similar sentiment. I feel like having two tight ends it could be better. Especially with an older quarterback. Like Rodgers. I feel like we might have one of the better tight end duos in the league, and I think that might be useful in like personnel. Do we use two tight ends as well? And we already know how much Arthur Smith loves. Arthur Smith, like he has this particular group of players he just loves, and Jonnu Smith is definitely near the top of that list for sure.
Yeah. I kind of peeped that Jonnu has been following Arthur around a little bit, around the league a little bit. So I definitely noticed that.
Keep in mind, Arthur Smith's the one that drafted him, and he's the one that brought him to Atlanta.
Okay. All right, so they might have a chemistry and a camaraderie that we don't know about that might work. Definitely, they might they might have something that we haven't seen. So listen, I'm excited for the season. Football is here. Black and yellow is back. You know what I'm saying? Renegades about to start playing. Renegades about to start playing in the speakers, baby. You know what I mean? You about to start hearing that Renegade again, man. And let me ask y'all a question. How do y'all feel about Mike, man?
I love Mike. I respect Mike. He's been my head coach since I was about like 3 or 4 years old. I've grown up with this man. I've matured with him, like we have to start doing something in the playoffs, man. Like we gotta.
Agree. Means how you feel about it?
Yeah, me and you, Common, have had many conversations about Mike Tomlin. I'm officially saying right now, if the Steelers don't win a playoff game, I don't care if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt. I don't care if TJ gets hurt. I don't care if the Steelers don't win a playoff game with this roster, he's out the door to me.
Yeah,
because there's only so much you can take.
I'm with you, dog. I am with you, man. I am right there with you. Hey, you know what I noticed? I don't know if you guys tell me if you see any difference. I see a difference in the front office under Art Rooney II than I did Dan Rooney. You know what I mean? It like when you like, you guys are probably too young to remember Art Rooney, the father, and like a younger Dan Rooney. But when it was like a straight blueprint and format for the Steelers under their reign. I don't know, and it seems like Dan's going in a little different direction. You know what I mean? It seems like he's going in a little different direction. I don't know if that direction is good or bad. You know what I mean? Because we haven't won a playoff game. We haven't been relevant. Like, let's just keep it real. We haven't been relevant, dog, in a very long time. Like, seriously.
Since I would say 2020 though, when they started 13-0, they were pretty.
Yeah.
That was when they were last, I would say, relevant. But then they got smashed in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But that season, I remember watching that, and I was really excited. but then they got destroyed, obviously, in the playoffs. But
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that 11-0 and losing 5 straight was ridiculous, but yeah, that was definitely a letdown. That was definitely a letdown. Let me ask you this, because somebody else brought this up to me, and this is, just throwing it out there. Could y'all see Brian Flores as our next head coach?
I mean, he has experience within the organization. A few years back, we brought him in as our linebacker coach.
Right.
He turned. I hate to say it, but he turned a washed Miles Jack into our leading tackler that year. That's a testament to something, to bring in a guy who didn't really do much for the past couple of years and just make him all of a sudden the leading tackler. I think he does something with the defense, and with a defense like as good as ours, I think that could work. I think that could work good.
What you think, Meek?
No, and no, because that's literally just a copy and paste of Mike Tomlin. If you don't like what Mike Tomlin's done, you're not gonna like what Brian Flores has done. He is a defensive coach, and I don't see that being a good fit at all. I think if you're gonna fire Mike Tomlin and you're gonna bring in another coach, you have to bring in an offensive minded coach like Sean McVay. Not saying exactly Sean McVay, but a coach like Sean McVay. You bring in an offensive coach that can kind of move this team in the right direction, because this team doesn't really struggle on defense. This team struggles on offense consistently. And I do think that has a part to do with the fact that like the last 3 years of Ben's career, he was kind of washed. And then you move on to Kenny Pickett, who we should have never freaking drafted in the first place. And then last year, you go on this QB carousel with 2 quarterbacks that I think will never be Super Bowl winning quarterbacks again. Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, who did win some Super Bowls back in the day. But the thing about him was he got carried by his defense.
Yeah.
So, but Justin Fields, that kid's never going to make a bowl. I don't even think he's going to have playoff success ever. I don't care where he's at. He's getting so many choices. I don't care.
Right.
So that's where I stand for that.
Right. Yeah, I can. Listen, I can pretty much. The carousel last year was ridiculous. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a high-end guy, right? We were 4-2. You know what I mean? But then it's crazy, right? Because if you watch the games, right? If you think of it, think of the game like Baltimore, right? Justin Fields gets that scramble and run, he scores a touchdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
He scores a touchdown. But then you think about the Washington game, Justin Fields wouldn't have been able to make that throw. That touchdown, that over-the-shoulder touchdown throw. He wouldn't have been able to place it like that, like Russell did. So it was like we had 2 quarterbacks that we needed to do some Dragon Ball Z type stuff and merge together and make one super quarterback, because both of them had traits that they both needed. Like one was more mobile, the other one was more the other one had way better passing skills. You know what I mean? Like, it's like we needed both of them to merge together, and it just didn't work. But I'm not gonna lie. When they allowed both of them to go, I was kind of pissed, because it was like, why would you grab 2 quarterbacks and then let both of them go the next year? Like, that one didn't make sense to me at all. That right there didn't make sense to me at all. But that's what I wanted to touch on. Caleb Johnson. I want to see what he's got. I want to see what he's got. I definitely want to see what he's got, because he reminds me of his running style, just straight downhill. He reminded me a little bit of Najee. I'm just hoping he has better vision than Najee. Like his build, the way he runs like Najee, but I just hope his vision is not like Najee. Because
Nope.
if his vision is anything like Najee, then he's going to be a waste of time again.
Mhm.
Because Najee couldn't see a hole if it punched him in his face.
Mm.
Najee's vision was just horrible. I couldn't take Najee's vision. Like he could not see a hole to save his life. What you think about Caleb Steelers?
Honestly, I love him. I love Caleb Johnson. I think him and Jalen Warren's going to be a deadly duo. And like you said, like he's built like Najee, but I'm just hoping he doesn't see the field like Najee, because Najee Harris, that dude be running into the defenders like he's trying to give him a hug. Like, good Lord. Like he's trying to give him like a loving embrace. Like, you know when you at the airport and you trying to pick up someone that you haven't seen in like 10 years. You just go, hi.
You run right into him.
Just run directly into them.
Yeah, that was definitely Najee. Man, listen. Watching him run used to make my eyes hurt. Means, what you got on Caleb? What your thoughts on Caleb?
When we first drafted him, I was slightly disappointed because I really wanted the Steelers to take Omarion Hampton with that first pick. I think that was like the star-studded move to get us like that elite tier running back. I mean, just watching him in Omarion Hampton in that preseason game, who knows what's really going to happen with him? But that's who I wanted in the first round. The more I studied and looked into Caleb Johnson, I realized he's good. He's very good. 24 touchdowns at Iowa, I believe. I don't know if that's the exact number, but I believe he had 24 touchdowns at Iowa. His vision is way better than Najee. You can already tell. But I think the thing he lacks that Najee had when Najee at least first came to the Steelers, obviously he digressed a lot throughout his time in Pittsburgh. But I think Najee had a little bit more explosiveness than Caleb Johnson. But I do believe Caleb Johnson, I heard he's working with Le'Veon Bell. I think that he'll be more shifty than Najee ever was. Because Najee kind of reminded me of like Trent Richardson, honestly. In the way that, he doesn't really hit gaps. You know, he acts like he's blind or something. And especially now, he had that 4th of July incident. We could literally see Trent Richardson 2.0 this season. But yeah, I like the pick. I think it was good value. I think that he'll probably end up being the workhorse back just because Jalen Warren's body, I don't think, can take on that much. I think he's more of a third down, 10 to 12 carries a game type of guy. But I do think there's going to be a lot of run game this year.
Y'all think Arthur Smith's going to try to do the tandem backfield? You think he's going to try to tandem backfield? Like, I mean, he going to try to, because, you know, he wants to take as much weight off of Aaron as possible due to Aaron's age, you know, and we want to keep Aaron upright for the season. You think that you think will be more me? I think we'll be 60-40 in the run game. Depending on the success of it. What y'all think? What y'all think about that?
Oh, I mean, I could see it because again, like Jalen Warren's more like the small, like a smaller back, whereas I feel like Caleb Johnson can take more of a workload because, you know, his size and all. But yeah, I wouldn't mind the tandem, you know.
I think it's all just going to depend on what kind of sets they run. Because if you look at Aaron Rodgers' time in not Pittsburgh, but Green Bay, they ran a lot of 2-3 tight end sets in Green Bay when he was most successful. And when you're running 3 tight end sets, there is going to be a lot of running. The way that Jalen and Caleb are going to split reps, I have no idea yet, just because we need to see what Caleb can do. Hopefully he doesn't have like a fumbling issue, because obviously that move from college to the NFL, there can be some fumbling issues. So I think it all depends on how Caleb Johnson shows out in this preseason. And if Jalen Warren just keeps being who Jalen Warren was, and a dog. because Jalen Warren's great. I just don't like how small he is. I'm glad that they got rid of Cordell Patterson, though. I did not want that old man on my team anymore. I
Hey,
really
hey,
like Kenneth Gainwell too.
yo, dog, listen. Having Cordell Patterson return kicks and punts, dog, was like watching.
Can you hear him, bro?
No.
No,
We
we
can't
can't
hear
hear
you.
you, Connor.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can't
we
hear
can't
you.
hear.
All right, I'm back. I'm sorry. We had technical difficulty for a second. All right.
Now we
Yeah,
can
we
hear
a little,
you.
Yeah.
yeah, we a little technical difficulty for a hot second. We back. We're back.
You were talking
So
about
yeah,
Cordell Patterson
so yeah,
returning.
I was definitely happy to see Cordell Patterson go too.
Mm.
That I didn't need that old man returning punts. But
Nope.
the one thing is we keep getting all these veterans that are on their way out. That's something we got to stop.
Mm.
I think the Steelers got to get out their way. Some things got to change, and I think we got to start hitting free agency more. That's something that we don't do, and I think it's about time that we start investing in free agency. What y'all think?
Mm.
Steeler, what you think?
Repeat the question again. I had something going on down here.
Okay, now I was saying that I think the Steelers need to invest more in the free agency.
Mm.
I think because we keep getting old, we keep getting elder vet. I know they have experience. I know they have leadership, but we keep getting these guys that only got 1, 2, years left in the tank. I think we need to start hitting free agency more. When these guys are available, I think we need to start making plays for them, man. Like we don't. That's something the Steelers ain't never did, and I think we need to start.
Yeah.
I mean, Russell Wilson last year. I think Russell Wilson was like the biggest free agency deal we ever had.
Mm.
Like off-season deal we ever had. I think that was Russell Wilson until Aaron Rodgers this year and DK, I should say.
Mm.
I definitely think that we need to start tapping into free agency more.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, like with all these young guys coming into the league, like we can't really be focusing on the old ones, I respect the veterans, what they did, but like if we're trying to like actually be competitive and win something, we need to go after the young guys.
Absolutely. Lee, what you think about that?
So, I was looking at a chart the other day, and the Steelers are really middle in the pack when it comes to average age, with the Washington Commanders actually at the top, which is kind of funny to me because everyone considers the Commanders like this young team. But their average age is actually like 27.4, I believe is what I read. Steelers' average age, they're very middle of the pack for the league at 25 average years per age. But I do agree with what you're saying in a sense. But what you also need to consider is ever since Omar Khan became general manager, the Steelers have been drafting way better. I mean, even look at last year. They got Peyton Wilson, who was a stud. I have no idea how they let him drop that far. So I
Right.
think it's more so just trust in the Steelers' drafting ability. And then I think the only free agent thing that they really need to push them over the edge, because if you listen, 2018, I really wanted the Steelers to draft Lamar Jackson. I was tired of Big Ben. I think he was washed up by that time. If you
Imagine
had
that alternate timeline.
If you had Lamar Jackson on this team right now, they would be Super Bowl favorites every single year.
That goes without saying. I agree with you there.
So basically, what I'm saying is, the only thing they really need is a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is a band-aid for the year, but I don't know what free agent quarterbacks. I know, honestly, quarterbacks don't really move teams very often anymore. It seems like they stick with their franchises. So, but I think that the only big free agency moves they need to make is a star-studded quarterback. Like an actual young star-studded quarterback, not Kirk Cousins or freaking little 1 year. You know what I mean? These 1 year rentals. I'm done with the 1 year rentals. Hopefully Will Howard. I mean, John Gruden said Will Howard was the most NFL ready quarterback that he interviewed during Quarterback U or whatever that little show that John Gruden did.
Right, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So I think it's quarterback. I think they do fine in free agency. I think they make the moves that they can, and they make the moves of people that are willing to come over, like Darius Slay this year, and previous years, middle linebackers, etc. So that's kind of how I feel about that.
Yeah, you know what? I've never worried us about with linebackers. Something about Steelers and linebackers is like we just attract them, or we just got a nose for them. Like we always find, like we always have linebackers. I've never ever worried about linebackers. Like you said, like we have paid, like we just like linebackers just come to us. Like I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Linebackers just come to the Steelers.
Well, and earlier you were talking about Art Rooney compared to the new
Dan Rooney, the Art Rooney II compared to Dan Rooney, right?
So I think it more came down to, if you look at, like, there was a real shift in the team's goals once they hired Omar Khan. The drafting got way better when they hired Omar Khan. The secondary got way better when they drafted Omar Khan. Remember this, from 2016 to 2020, the Steelers secondary was trash, dude. We had Ross Cockrell, Antoine Blake playing corner. I mean, if you would have had Omar Khan there and he could have actually developed secondary instead of drafting like Artie Burns and all these trash heads, I mean, the drafting was terrible.
Don't mention Artie. Oh, my God.
I know, but the drafting was horrific on the defensive end. So if you would have, like, if you take, and I'm just saying this, I think, if you take the secondary and the defense right now and you put them with that 2016 to 2020 team, you have a Super Bowl contender. It's just we went from having a really explosive offense to now our defense is really good, but our offense struggles. Whereas before it was our offense was really good and our defense struggled. Particularly secondary. Linebackers were always good. D-line was always good, but the secondary, oh my God, it was horrific for like 5 years. It was terrible to watch.
Hey, yo, once Troy and Ike was gone, it was just horrific. It was they were the definition of can't get right.
Yep.
They were the
I mean, when you got Ross Cockrell at cornerback 2, he was one of the most trash corners we ever had. And then you did this like carousel of corners where you signed Joe Hayden, which he was good. Patrick Peterson, trash. Patrick Peterson got burned constantly. I hated watching him. People liked him because of his name value. That's it. I didn't like him. He was terrible.
Respect the Pat people, not on the Steelers.
That's what makes me kind of worried about Ramsey. Is he just going to be, is he just going to be putting butts in the seats because of his name? Or is he really going to be able to help us?
No, I understand that concern. But, I mean, like I said, I think that trade was a home run play just because you got Jonnu Smith as well. Minka hasn't done shit for 2 years, if we're being real. He's not a top 5 safety anymore. I'm tired of this narrative. He's a top 5 safety. No, he's not. if you actually look analytically, statistically, last year, Deshaun Elliott, who's our strong safety, actually played better than Minka. Our other safety on the team, Minka wasn't even the best safety on the Steelers last year.
Yeah.
Statistically, he wasn't.
Yeah, if we're being real, yeah, Minka. Like I hate to say it, but Minka's been down the past couple of years, man. So,
I love Minka, I really do, and I would have been fine with him being on the team now. But like I said, he's only a year younger than Ramsey. He's not all that special anymore. He used to be that big play guy. He's not anymore. He wasn't even the best safety on the Steelers last year, and I stand by that.
Exactly. I agree with the part. Now I got a phone call, but yeah, I heard the last part of that, and I definitely agree with you. Well, listen, you know me. I've never been big on Ramsey, right? I've always said he was overrated. That's just been me. I've always felt as though Ramsey was overrated, right? I always felt as though he was a good corner. I never felt as though he was that don't throw to my side or you'll pay corner. Like, I never saw him as that. I saw him as, he can contain your number one, but he's not that I'll make you pay for throwing it to my side corner. Like, I never saw him as that. That's just me. You know what I mean? That was always my opinion of him. Especially because AB used to torch him.
I know that. I was just going to say that. We used to see Antonio Brown torch him constantly. Like one-on-one, AB won all the
AB torch. That's what AB used to torch him, dog.
God, it's crazy. I know it would never happen because he's just caught up in so much stuff. But I think AB right now, like if he was normal headed, dude, he'd still be on the Steelers right now. And I think he would still be a really good receiver. Like I would take him over. I don't care about Roman Wilson, whatever. I would take AB right now. Have DK, AB, and Calvin Austin. I would love that. And I don't care, dude. I love AB. AB is my guy. If he could get his shit straight and just come back, I would be. He'd be too much of a locker room toxic person, but God, that would be amazing to see AB just back on the Steelers. I miss that guy with all my heart.
But that's like one of the biggest what ifs ever. If those three would have stayed together,
yeah,
Ben Bell, and Brown, they all would have stayed together.
Bell fell off though. Bell fell off bad, dude.
Yeah, once he went to the Jets,
he got money though.
Yeah, he got the money.
Yeah, that's all he got.
Didn't get no yards, that's for sure.
No, I think listen, but that's how I knew it was something else involved because we offered him what he wanted, minus $500,000.
Someone said, "What didn't AB torch?" That's also true.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true too. AB definitely torched everybody. That is definitely true.
Someone asked, "Is that a Hines Ward jersey, Coach?"
Huh?
Is that someone asked you? Is that a Hines Ward?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely, baby. It's Mighty Mouse. Absolutely, and I got the bucket hat straight from Heinz Field. This the one the coaches have on right now. Had to give me a bucket. But yeah, so tomorrow, we have our first preseason game. Like we touched on it earlier, we'll be able to see our line, right? We'll be able to see our line. We'll be able to see Caleb. We'll be able to see Harmon. Probably get some of Sewer in there. And then we get to see what diamonds in the rough that we haven't seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, what other guys we haven't seen. So,
I want to see Corey Trice.
Yeah.
yeah. Yes.
Remember, everyone was hyping him up, that 5th-round pick. I think 2 years ago, he got injured last year. That
Yes.
corner.
Yeah, I want to see him too. Yes. Yes,
I kind of want to see Carson Bruner as well, our 7th-round pick.
Oh, the linebacker out of Washington?
Yeah.
He's going to be a special teams guy. I mean, I think he just had family connections in Pittsburgh, from what I heard, like coaching-wise. You heard that too, Common, didn't you? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I wondered. I wondered also. I definitely had some questions. It was definitely one of these, huh?
Yeah.
You know, it was definitely one of his, huh? Definitely one of head scratches, definitely.
Yeah. And then also Sebastian Castro, man. I've been hyping this dude up ever since we signed him.
Who is that?
Our new safety that we signed from Iowa.
Yeah.
He's wearing 39, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I just want to see Pittsburgh still a football, baby. You know, I want to see everybody. You know,
I know. I'm just ready for football. I wish it started this week.
I know.
I don't even want to watch preseason. I want to go right into the season.
Well, I know I really want us to just compete, man. Just be able to compete. Like, just be able to compete. Like, if we can compete, man, I mean, actually compete. Like, let me think, this is my whole thing. It hasn't been any given Sunday for us in the playoffs in a long time. I want to get back to any given Sunday, meaning like we actually have a chance of beating these upper echelon teams right now that are in the AFC. That's what I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see that roster. That's the roster I'm waiting to see. And I'm hoping we get back to that roster very soon. Very, very soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too.
Yeah, the last time I really went into a playoff game thinking they were gonna win was probably that Jaguars playoff game. Honestly, I thought they were gonna beat the Browns a little bit too in 2020, but then you could tell by the first 5 plays they were gonna get cooked. But yeah, I want to get back to winning playoff games and winning Super Bowls. That's always preferable on your NFL level. But yeah, straight up, last game I thought the Steelers were legitimately going to win a playoff game, and they still didn't. Was the Jaguars game where they lost? I think it was 45-42 or some bullshit like that. But that was because that secondary I talked about earlier. I mean, you let Blake Bortles tear apart freaking that shitty ass secondary. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on you.
That was definitely. I mean, that was definitely they couldn't stop us that game. We couldn't stop them. It was really whoever had the ball last. But Mike Tomlin kicking an onside kick and giving them half the field, allowing them to be able to kick only need a first down to get in field goal range had to be one of the dumbest calls I ever saw myself.
No, I agree. I kind of thought
I did not agree with that onside kick at all.
I kind of had a feeling that, which I know this is probably a pretty controversial take, and you guys probably didn't think this way, but when Mason Rudolph was heating up, I legitimately thought they had a chance to beat Buffalo in the playoffs, and that was actually closer than I expected. But I mean, obviously another loss, but that was another game that I kind of got excited for. I got my hopes up for, and then another disappointment.
Yep. Man, I just want to win a playoff game at this point.
I want to win a Super Bowl. I'm with Coleman. But winning a playoff game would be really nice. Just so we wouldn't have to hear the 9-8 first round like bounce allegations constantly. Because that's all I hear as a Steelers fan now. Nobody cares about our Super Bowls anymore. All they care about is that we win 9 to 10 games and then get bounced in the first round.
Yep.
Like you even have terrible teams, fans of terrible teams that win like 3-5 games a year, trash talking the Steelers because they're like, well, I'd rather at least we're getting good players and we're you guys are just getting bounced in the first round. I'm tired of hearing that. It's very annoying.
I'm definitely tired of hearing that crap.
Yeah, I'm tired of that too.
I'm definitely tired of hearing it, dog. I'm definitely tired of hearing it. But the thing here's the messed up thing is, when they be saying that, they're right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it hurts so much, because it's the truth.
Yep.
That's why it be hurting so much. You know what I mean? Because it be the truth.
Mm.
But look, we've been on here almost an hour now. You know what I mean? Y'all got any final thoughts?
I want to hear everyone's final record predictions. What's everyone's record predictions?
9-8.
I got 9-8. I got 9-8, 10-7.
Gotcha. Well, you guys heard me earlier. I'm being a little bit advantageous. I'm gonna say 11-6. Aaron Rodgers will have 30 touchdowns, and I think they win a playoff game at least. I think if they go 9-8, dude, they're not even gonna make the playoffs this year.
No, they won't. No, they won't.
Like 9-8's not even gonna cut it to make the playoffs, and then you blow everything up at that rate. Honestly, if the Steelers win 9-8 this year, you blow everything off. I don't care. You trade. I think you even trade T.J. Watt. Seriously, you trade T.J. Watt. You fire Mike Tomlin. You just clean reset this team. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
someone just asked who's under the radar guy you guys are excited to see. A comment just asked that.
Under the radar guy. Well, I'll probably say, honestly, under the radar guy might be Roman for me. Might be Roman Wilson for me.
Yeah. For me, I already mentioned this before, but yeah, Sebastian Castro.
I'm gonna say Beanie Bishop because I think he's gonna be getting a lot of playing time. It's crazy. Like I bring up Beanie Bishop on TikTok and Sports Talk. Nobody even knows who he is, but he literally had 6 interceptions last year. He picked off Aaron Rodgers twice last year. I mean, he made a lot of impact plays last year, and he's a little guy. He's 5'9", but he's mighty, and he's honestly pretty locked down. So that's my pick. I think Slay's going to move up to safety. Beanie Bishop will go back to the slot, and he'll break out even more. You will know Beanie Bishop's name next year.
Yeah. Word. All right, then. We're going to wrap this up. You know what I mean? This has been the Pittsburgh Steelers segment, Not Move Podcast. I'd like to thank and salute my boy Steelers. Thank and salute my boy Meads. You know what I mean? For joining me, fellow black and yellow fans. We black and yellow for life. And I'm Coach Kami. I'm 6'4", 280. I don't move so easy. Not Move Podcast, baby. We here. Lock in, lock out.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
Talking to you, Common. Steelers, right. I don't know if I've seen you, but nice talking to you guys.
Nice talking to you too, man.
You too, mate. See y'all later, man. Y'all be great on purpose, man.
Yes,
all right.
Peace.